WBS 87 FM Atlanta, WAEN FM Atlanta, and WBHA Beat Break 87 FM, a Reach One communication station.
The views and opinions expressed on this program does not necessarily reflect those of Beat Break 87 FM, Reach One Communications, volunteers, staff, and management of Reach One Communications.
Who is she?
Who is this woman I keep hearing about?
Who is she? Who is she?
The radio diva herself.
Oh my God, are you talking about?
That can't be her.
Yes, it is, girl.
Wait a minute, that is her.
Yeah, that is her.
Oh my God.
Hill, everybody.
I have to call somebody. This is amazing.
I still can't believe it's her.
Can I get your autograph?
You ain't making me miss her show. Ain't nobody got time for that. D Hill Radio Show with your host, D Hill.
Keep up the good job, man. You guys are doing a great job. I hope you blow up and become syndicated.
Call in at 404-355-8699 or 1-866-923-2860.
This is D Hill. Clap your hands. With your host, D Hill.
This is D Hill.
Clap your hands. With your host, D Hill.
Now, here's your host, D Hill.
What's going on, DJ Roland? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Finally up in this place, man. I ain't seen you since last year.
I know.
I did an event for Beat Breaks.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that was nice. That was very nice.
Yeah, really nice.
All right, we got a special guest, and I'm going to say a special guest in here with us today because I've been knowing Lady V we've been knowing each other for some years.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think you've been doing poetry since 2005, and I've been at Love 860 since 2005.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like we veterans in the game.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I think you even taught some classes or...
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've done some creative writing workshops and, focusing on creative writing, performance tips, things of that nature.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So you got this big event coming up next month.
Yes, February the 10th is the Do You Lyric Lounge I Love Me First Edition.
Okay.
It's an open mic variety show, and we just open the floor if you're a singer, if you're a musician, if you're a comedian, a dancer even. You know, we have a platform for any kind of genre of talent.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Hodgepodge Coffee House, I mean, they've pretty much rolled out the red carpet. We're going to have music produced by Alan Poe Studios, and everybody's audio will be just on point. I'm very, very excited.
All right. So how do you because I know sometimes when I go to, I guess, open mic and I'm like, okay, where's the talent? Mm-hmm. So do y'all let anybody come up there and do their thing?
Now we have February the 10th show. We have a feature artist each and every time. So the feature artist for February 10th will be Harold Outley. He's a spoken word artist in Atlanta with a wonderful resume. Okay. But we always have a feature artist and then 12 open mic performers. You can just come to the door and sign up.
Okay.
Now I never snatch the mic from nobody. I always give everybody.
I know you want to though.
I always give. I mean, people know if you're a professional artist, you know if people looking at the cell phones and kind of tuning you out or whatever, you know what to do. But yeah, we don't censor anybody. We don't tell you ain't good. We don't boo nobody. We're a very welcoming crowd.
Good. All right. Okay. DJ Roland, you got some questions?
Yes. What inspired you to have this type of event?
Well, I'm originally from Augusta, Georgia, and I'm still connected with them with the Arts in the Heart of Augusta Festival every September. But back in Augusta, I kind of felt like I didn't really have a voice. I was really shy, and, I saw a lot of people, they were poets, and they were really great writers, but they were too shy to get up on stage and everything like that. And so my inspiration was to provide a platform for those people, even to get up with your notebook and read, or, get up with your cell phone and read or whatnot. And, I wanted to provide a hosting and performing platform for myself, but also offer it to people that have something to say.
Have something to say, yeah, because I particularly, when I was doing so much stuff last year. I met a person who wanted to do spoken word, and she was very nervous on the mic, and I had to make sure she got comfortable and everything. And what also relaxes them is the vibe, and everything. And you got to have that vibe to make sure that you got the music right. It's not a lot of yelling, not a lot of whatever stuff going on. Just have the vibe right. Hope you have the words right to read it, because you were saying some folks read it from their cell phone. And that's exactly what she did. She read from her cell phone, and she felt great. Everybody clapped and everything because I made it right, because I made it the music, have a neo soul style instrumental going on and all that, so you can get the person on the mic comfortable. So with that, what makes your type of event different? Because you hear about spoken word all over the place here in ATL. So what makes, particularly with your event, is going to be different from others? Is there anything that you're looking towards to?
Well, I can give you two things. The first thing is that my motto is do you to the fullest. It's called the Do You Lyric Lounge, so do you to the fullest. Whatever makes you unique, whatever makes you special, that's what we want to see on stage, and that's what we encourage people to do. Secondly, my open mic show is different and unique because I have sponsorship. I am sponsored with Swag Her Magazine. It's got like 24,000 something, followers on Instagram, or whatever I promote. If my artists or my shows or whatever, they put it on their platform to expand it even more. So thank you, Swag Her Magazine. With my particular open mic show, I'm connected with Alan Poe Studios, and this is kind of a brand new, wonderful thing. But he can provide resources for the independent artists on stage. Like if you're a rapper, if you're a hip-hop artist, if you're a singer, a poet, or whatnot, and you want to have a CD or you want to have a project coming out, he's standing right there DJing every show, and he can, give you those resources to help you expand your art. So it's like, there are some people, that may be in the audience at other shows, but you can definitely be, assured that when you come to a Lady V production, you're going to be able to network with people that can expand your art even further if that's what you're looking for.
That's awesome, because a lot of folks, from spoken word events, I have not heard basically majority of what you just said.
Oh, cool. Well, then
So
I feel great about that.
That stands out so much.
All right, so we got this event February the 10th coming up, and also you got something every second Saturday of the month from 5:30 to 8.
That's what that is. It's like
Okay.
the Do You Lyric Lounge is every second Saturday from 5:30 to 8 p.m. at Hodgepodge Coffee House. So our very next event is February the 10th, and it'll be March the 10th, and just every single month consistently on the second Saturday.
Okay, and how can they follow you on social media?
Well, my brand new website, artoutloudatl.com, is where we put the event calendar, discount tickets, all types of things. So that's the main point of contact, artoutloudatl.com. And if you want to follow me anywhere else, it's Lady V the Poet. So I've been practicing this as LADYVEEDAPOET.
All right, now.
You got to do
Hey.
So yeah, if you look up Lady V the Poet, everything from my meetup group and my Instagram, everything will come up there. So definitely, a follow is a support. Even if you can't throw me a couple of dollars, I like a like and a follow too.
Oh yeah, and I see you got your CD.
Yes, this is
in front of you.
Eve of Utopia. I've got 3 copies of these left.
All right, that's good.
Yes, a very, very great production. I'm giving out the last copies because my new CD, So Much Potential, produced by Alan Poe Studios, is coming out. I'm not going to set a date on it, but it's coming out this year in the first quarter.
Okay, all right. Well, we want to thank you so much for joining us tonight, Lady V, longtime friend.
Yes.
I see no other poet grinding like you, and I'm not just saying that because I know you. I really don't see another poet grinding.
I appreciate
like
that
you're doing
compliment.
as long as you've been doing it.
The whole key is consistency.
Oh, yeah,
I love it that people keep on coming out and supporting. I just love the fact that we're providing this platform for independent artists to shine.
Okay. All right. Well, we're getting ready to go to a song, ladies and gentlemen, and we will be back with you shortly. Once again, Lady V in the house.
Yep.
I said, tell me what's really going on.
Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
Hi, this is Clifford English, your host and producer of The Gospel Train. Join me every Sunday right here on Beat Break 87 FM radio. You will be encouraged, you will be equipped, you will be educated, you will be entertained, all while hearing the best in gospel music. Don't miss your connection with The Gospel Train right here on Beat Break 87 FM radio. BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
We specialize in creating mobile apps for the entertainment industry.
Go to bvmobileapps.com, click Get Started Now, create your account, choose your package, upload your content, and click Submit. BV Mobile Apps. Make it easy. Make it mobile.
Hey world, it's your man Precise, and I have great news. The Precise Music app is finally available for your iPhone, Android, and BlackBerry through Amazon and other app stores. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z. Go get it for all things Precise. Powered by BlackVibes.com. Stay in tune. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z.
He has performed on stage in front of thousands of poetry lovers. He has sold out shows and rocked the crowd with the best poets in the industry. Welcome to the stage, spoken word artist Patrick Duncan, better known as the Preacher Man.
I am Benjamin P. Montgomery. I invented a vote propeller. I am the former president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela.
Critically acclaimed spoken word artist, poet, writer, and the creator of Black on Purpose poetry TV series Wordplay. Patrick the Preacher Man Duncan is coming to a venue near you.
Why is the only time we can come together as a nation? It's when there are acts of insanity, chaos, or devastation.
Stay tuned to Beat Break 87 FM for updates on Patrick Duncan's upcoming arrival to your city. Visit cdbaby.com/CD/Patrick S. Duncan to order his latest album, What's Going On. Available online, including CD Baby and iTunes.
I want this high to have no affiliation to a political party. I want this high to be spiritual.
For more info, go to BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
Beat Break 87 FM wants to help you get the word out on your next community event.
Hey, do you have an upcoming public service announcement that you want listeners to know about? Well, email us the info to psabeatbreak87@gmail.com so we can help spread the word. That's psabeatbreak87@gmail.com. If your event flyer has the words nonprofit, community, support, charity, and just describes everything about helping our community, please share the special event right here on Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
Previously on the Beat Break Morning Show.
Comedian Doodle Brown, ladies and gentlemen, it's already in the building.
I do it all. Def Comedy Jam, P. Diddy's Bad Boys of Comedy.
What else can you do?
What else can I do?
Aren't
I what? Just spit it out.
A minister?
I'm an ordained minister, yes.
Awesome.
I did not know that.
Awesome.
Yes.
Wow, because I was looking at, I went online, I looked at one of the videos, and it was a woman who was kind of half naked, and she was up on you and stuff. And so with Lily pointing out that you are a minister, I'm like, okay, how current was that video? How recent was that video?
That's my most recent video. fresh. Won't it do it?
The best part of waking up isn't Folgers. It's the Beat Break Morning Show. Start your morning off right with Sean Garvey and the crew on BeatBreakRadioFM.com. When it comes to hip hop,
Don't stop.
R&B, and talk radio, no one does it better than Beat Break 87 FM.
In our hearts. JJ, love you, boy.
Wow, Lady V has been in this game for a minute, and we want to thank her so much for stopping by. We've been trying to get her on this show for the longest. We got some beautiful ladies in here with us today. I'm just so excited because they just schooled me on what went on in 1936. I had no idea that we as African Americans or black was even in the Olympics.
Only person I knew was Jesse Owens.
Absolutely. That has been historically what people have assumed, that Jesse Owens was the only African American at the 1936 Olympics. So we created the film Olympic Pride, American Prejudice to dispel that myth.
Okay. And you know what? It's so sad because that's what happened when you do not do your homework and your research.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened when you do not do your research. Because even like I was telling them, I thought the only blacks was in Olympics back then was the ones that stood up and did the fist pump.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
I didn't even know
the
that.
1968 Olympics in Mexico City, Tommy Smith and John Carlos.
Yeah.
So that's roughly 30 years after the story of Olympic Pride, American Prejudice, which tells the story of 18 African Americans who defied Hitler. They defied Jim Crow to win hearts and medals at the 1936 Olympics in the Summer Games in Berlin, right in front of Hitler.
Okay, wow. We always have history.
It's untold history.
Untold history.
Well, it's told now, so it's as
no excuse not to know about it.
Yes, as a writer and director of this film, it is told and is available.
Okay, so what made you're the producer?
I'm the writer, director,
writer?
and producer,
All
yes.
right, well, go ahead, sister. So
Thank
what
you.
made you want to do this documentary?
Basically what you guys just detailed, the fact that our history is lost, and when your history is lost, you're actually oppressed because you don't really know what you've done, so it kind of mitigates what you're capable of. So to be able to tell the story of 18 African Americans in 1936 who they boarded a boat for 10 days and they competed against Aryan supremacy, and they stood up and they represented their country and their race, and it's phenomenal. And 17 of those stories were hidden, so we wanted to bring that story to light. So we were inspired by their courage and their patriotism.
Yeah. So, and the movie is already out. What can they purchase? The documentary.
Yes, people can go to 1936olympicsmovie.com.
Okay.
That's the website. Please go to the website and follow us. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can watch this film. You can stream it on Amazon Prime. You can buy the DVD, iTunes, Comcast, StreamPix, Google, Hulu, all of the platforms it's available on. And it's perfect to kick off Black History, which is why we're here today to talk to you about.
So yes, with this film, for Black History Month, we are collaborating with Deborah, the Boy Scout troops of Zion Missionary Baptist Church, Troop 206, and the St. James United Methodist Church, Troop 206. We are combining together for this effort as a fundraiser for the Boy Scouts, and this will be held on February 10th at Zion Missionary Baptist Church in Roswell. It's in the heart of Roswell, Georgia.
Okay. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And so with this event, we are very excited about the event to bring this story to the people in Roswell. It's part of the Roswell Roots Festival. Roswell is the only city that I personally know of that actually has events throughout the entire month of February focusing on Black history.
Are you serious?
Yes, they really do a good job of putting out different events to highlight our African-American culture in Roswell.
Wow. Do the city of Atlanta even do that? I know we don't do it in Clayton County in College Park.
Well, only thing we have is that museum going on right now. That's on the top of my head. So, Civil Rights Museum.
Well, it's a good time, it's a great time to talk about Black history. Actually, every day is a great day to talk about Black history.
Yes.
But for the month of February, as filmmakers, it's incredibly important that we make sure the stories become a part of education and they are institutionalized as part of curriculum, not just in schools, but in museums, within churches, within Boy Scouts, etc. So for your listeners, we encourage them to come to the screening or download the film and screen it for their families and have really important discussions about race, culture, history, and education.
And you said something very important, that Black history need to be talked about every day, not just in February. Right. And I don't know if you all remember the movie, was it Thelma, where we walked over the bridge?
Selma.
Yes. It's sad because I'm in my 40s. I didn't know anything about that until the movie came out.
Wow.
Well, and that's what we talk about oppression, right?
Yeah.
So history is told by the victors. So if you're not the ones writing the textbooks, or you're not the ones teaching the class, or you're not the one preparing the curriculum, then you don't have that opportunity to infuse the culture and the learnings, the teachings of everyone. So that's why we make films, to help uplift not only our culture, but to spread the word of what everyone contributes to the fabric of America and the world.
Okay, wow. You also won a documentary.
Thank you. Yes. So this film, Olympic Pride, American Prejudice, we are so grateful to have been nominated by the NAACP Image Awards in 2017 for Outstanding Documentary Film. So we were in that category with Raoul Peck's I Am Not Your Negro, which is one of my favorite films. So it's fantastic. We also, as filmmakers, we were invited to the White House, President Obama's White House, because 80 years prior, in 1936, when these 18 African Americans brought home all those gold medals, they were denied the opportunity to go to the White House.
Wow.
So this film shed light on their plight, and through a lot of letter writing, we were able to bring those families to the White House, and President Obama acknowledged them for the first time in 80 years.
Wow. That was a crying moment. I wasn't there.
So many tears were shed,
Man.
and the families, we were all happy and we were all sad at the same time. And after the White House, we took them to the National Portrait Gallery, where they were able to view the film for the first time.
Okay.
So for a lot of families, can you imagine seeing your parents as children competing in front of Hitler? It was incredible for them.
Wow.
So we encourage people to come to the screening to support our troops, our lovely little Boy Scouts, and be a part of history.
All right.
Yes.
You got a question, DJ Rose?
Yeah, one thing I wanted to add on to it is basically that you said about needs to be as a curriculum, not just a monthly thing or once in a while thing. It needs to be part of a curriculum, and I definitely support and hopefully that one day that the history, Black history, should be more of a part of a curriculum, so it could be part of tests that students must pass as well, because they have to pass certain portions of the test, and having Black history as part of the curriculum, it will definitely be a great added addition to it for not just Atlanta, but for the entire country that needs to have education, particular standardized tests to pass.
Well, here's the deal. So until this is in our curriculum and in our schools, we have wonderful opportunities to see the film. So Saturday, February 10th at the Zion Missionary Baptist Church, consider that your education and getting schooled, right? So you can see the film and get schooled and support these wonderful Boy Scout troops of Zion Missionary Baptist Church and St. James. So that'll be school for a bunch of us, because this is a story we don't know. So that's the beginning of school. Class is in.
Right.
That's right.
Saturday,
it's
February 10th.
at home too. Class is in at home.
It's in
too.
at home, so you can still go to iTunes, Amazon, download it, and start the class. Come to the screening.
Yes.
After the screening, I'll be there to answer a ton of questions about the filmmaking, and these incredible 18 heroes.
Okay, is it a fee to get in?
Yes, there is a fee.
Okay.
For the VIP reception that we're having, it's a wonderful event. At the reception, you will be able to meet Deborah and some of our special guest panelists, and that fee is $35.
Okay.
That includes, like say, to meet Deborah and our panelists, special seating in the sanctuary, and a picture with our VIP guests.
Okay.
It'll be like the red carpet.
Okay.
Yes,
Wow.
of the event. Yes, and then for adults, the tickets are $10. And for our senior citizens, $8, and for our children 12 and under, they're $5.
Okay. What I'm going to do, how important this is to me, I'm going to go home and check my schedule. If I have that day open, I'm coming, and I'm going to sponsor some kids.
Oh, great.
Well,
We love that.
Yay!
Yes, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Please bring some kids with you.
Yeah, definitely. 'Cause I think this is so important for them to learn this information.
Yes, very important.
I'm not going to spoil the film, but I am going to share that. So if you look at these 18 African Americans, they attended Ohio State, Berkeley, UCLA, so Marquette, right? So this is 1936. These athletes were student athletes. Dr. Jimmy LaValle would go on to be the first chemist at Kodak. Archie Williams would become a Tuskegee Airman.
Hey.
Wow. Okay.
With the Tuskegee here.
So you're not just talking about athletes, you're talking about student athletes, scholars who broke records on the track and in the universities that they attended. So this is inspiration. We have no excuse.
That's so true. So anything else that you all want to add, any other events or anything that you all have coming up?
Well, we want people to visit the website, 1936olympicsmovie.com. Follow us, learn about what we're doing and the stories that we're telling. We're telling lots of great films, lots of great stories.
And the Boy Scout troops, is it a certain troop or just Boy Scouts, period?
It's a Boy Scout troop, 206 and 2206.
All right, 206.
And our church has a lot of history rooted in Alpharetta and Roswell.
Okay.
Zion Church is established 140 years ago.
Okay.
And St. James 150 years ago.
Okay.
And at Zion, our Boy Scout troops started in 1944.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's a lot of history in those two churches.
Okay. Good. And ladies, congratulations on everything, and a big shout out to Roswell.
Yes,
for doing their thing.
And tickets can be purchased at eventbrite.com.
Okay.
And you can visit each of the church's website also for a link, and also roswellga.gov.
Okay. All right, we want to thank you all so much for coming to the D Hill Radio Show. I hope this is not your last time. I know it's not going to be the last documentary that you all do. And I'm hoping, I know you did an excellent job, but I'm hoping that the producers Tyler Perry and Oprah and all them get together and support you and want to take this to the big screen.
Can you repeat that one more time?
I heard that Tyler Perry and Oprah and all them get together, yes, and want to take this to the big screen.
Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Okay, once again, thank you all for stopping by the D Hill Radio Show, and we getting ready to go into another music break.
Thank you.
Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
Hi, this is Clifford English, your host and producer of The Gospel Train. Join me every Sunday right here on Beat Break 87 FM radio. You will be encouraged, you will be equipped, you will be educated, you will be entertained, all while hearing the best in gospel music. Don't miss your connection with The Gospel Train right here on Beat Break 87 FM radio. BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
We specialize in creating mobile apps for the entertainment industry. Go to bvmobileapps.com, click Get Started Now, create your account, choose your package, upload your content, and click Submit. BV Mobile Apps. Make it easy. Make it mobile.
Hey world, it's your man Precise, and I have great news. The Precise Music app is finally available for your iPhone, Android, and BlackBerry through Amazon and other app stores. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z. Go get it for all things Precise. Powered by BlackVibes.com. Stay in tune. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z.
He has performed on stage in front of thousands of poetry lovers. He has sold out shows and rocked the crowd with the best poets in the industry. Welcome to the stage, spoken word artist, Patrick Duncan, better known as the Preacher Man.
I am Benjamin P. Montgomery. I invented a boat propeller. I am the former president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela!
Critically acclaimed spoken word artist, poet, writer, and the creator of Black on Purpose poetry TV series Wordplay. Patrick the Preacher Man Duncan is coming to a venue near you.
Why is the only time we can come together as a nation? It's when there are acts of insanity, chaos, or devastation.
Stay tuned to Beat Break 87 FM for updates on Patrick Duncan's upcoming arrival to your city. Visit cdbaby.com/CD/Patrick S. Duncan to order his latest album, What's Going On. Available online, including CD Baby and iTunes.
I want this high to have no affiliation to a political party. I want this high to be spiritual.
For more info, go to BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
Beat Break 87 FM wants to help you get the word out on your next community event.
Hey, do you have an upcoming public service announcement that you want listeners to know about? Well, email us the info to psabeatbreak87@gmail.com so we can help spread the word. That's psabeatbreak87@gmail.com. If your event flyer has the words nonprofit, community, support, charity, and just describes everything about helping our community, please share the special event right here on Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
Previously on the Beat Break Morning Show.
Comedian Doodle Brown, ladies and gentlemen, it's already in the building.
I do it all. Def Comedy Jam, P. Diddy's Bad Boys of Comedy.
What else can you do?
What else can I do?
Aren't
I what? Just spit it out.
a minister?
I'm an ordained minister, yes.
Awesome.
I did not know that.
Awesome.
Yes.
Wow, because I was looking at, I went online, I looked at one of the videos, and it was a woman who was kind of half naked, and she was up on you and stuff. And so with Lily pointing out that you are a minister, I'm like, okay, how current was that video? How recent was that video?
That's my most recent video. Fresh. Won't it do it?
The best part of waking up isn't Folgers. It's the Beat Break Morning Show. Start your morning off right with Sean Garvey and the crew on BeatBreakRadioFM.com. When it comes to hip hop,
Don't stop.
R&B, and talk radio, no one does it better than Beat Break 87 FM.
All right, we're back here on the D Here Radio Show. So we got part 2 of what we was discussing.
Part 2 to what?
Last week. Issues. Mental health.
Mental health. Oh, boy.
Yeah, definitely. One psychiatrist that we had here last weekend, he made a very interesting point. He said everybody needs to go and talk to somebody, and I definitely agree with that wholeheartedly, 100%. So we just here to finish off on what we started last weekend, which I called the good stuff.
The good stuff.
Yeah, the good stuff.
All right.
So I want to ask the 2 psychiatrists here, what did you all get? I'm sorry.
I'm about to say we got doctors up in here.
I can draw that.
We call everybody psychiatrist. You know how we do it in the hood. All right, counseling.
If you need me
we don't call them doctors. What did you all, and you know what, you all helped me so much. You all know, I think I was sharing that with him. Just the hour that you all was here last weekend, you all helped me so much. In ways, something that I grew up with, I didn't know the answer until you all was here last weekend. I understood why I was going through that.
Excellent. I do kind of remember a little bit of you mentioning that after the show. Again, I'm Eric Crawford, associate professional counselor here in Atlanta. And I do believe that we all can benefit from counseling. 1 in 5 adults suffer from mental illness, and 1 in 25 suffer from serious mental illness. So it's definitely a crisis in America. What we see with the drugs, this drug epidemic is a mental health crisis as well. So hopefully we can shed some light on that.
Okay, I have a question for you with that, what you just said. A normal person would say, I don't need assistance. I'm okay. What would you say to that person to say, you need to have a talk with me about something? What would you basically say to that person?
That's good. I just say man wasn't made alone.
Typically, that's true.
Yeah, I'll elaborate a little bit for you. I think just with my clients, I like to use analogies. I'm a visual person, but I just challenge them to look in the mirror and see the back of their head. You can't see the back of your head, so there's some angles and some aspects of you just can't see. Growing up with your habits and the behaviors that you've shaped and cultivated, you normalize them, and sometimes we can normalize problems. I remember this older woman I know talking about a physical ailment she had. She hurt her hip, and before going into physical therapy, she would walk with a limp. After physical therapy, her hip was healed. However, she still walked with that limp because her mind had been trained to walk with a limp. Mental health is the same way. We learn to live with these crutches, or we learn to live with these ailments as if they're normal. And so what I would say to that person is just give it a try. Give it a try and see how much farther you can grow. I think we come from a communal people, and I'm a person who believes in community and believes in the power of other people's sight and guidance. So,
all right. I know we have another counselor here. Can you introduce yourself real quick?
Yes. Hello. This is Shirlisa Jackson, also associate professional counselor here in Atlanta. Also working with Mr. Crawford. Yes.
This is like your business, or y'all just happen to work in the same facility?
We do. We work for ATL, Psychotherapy and Consulting Services,
Okay.
and we're also working on our own independent projects together, workshops, and a whole bunch of other different business adventures.
Gotcha. All right, so let me ask you this question real quick. Now, ladies, I'm not going to say anything derogatory when I'm trying to say here, but when women have children, it does something to the brain after a period of time. What do you do, or what do you say to those type of women that have those type of mental issues.
What you mean by that?
What I mean by that, why is that every woman, I mean every single woman that has a child has some type of mental problem in a guy that it's like when guys talk to women with kids and then we talk to women that don't have kids, they have a different mental capacity for some reason. I don't know what it is. They just talk totally different. Nothing derogatory. It's just they talk different, such as like this. They bring their children into a conversation. Like, why you acting like my child or acting like this child or whatever. It deals with children for some reason. And usually when you give birth, it changes. Women who don't have kids don't talk like that. And I experienced that for almost 15 years. So I'm saying, what do you tell to a woman who has, I would say, challenges in, I guess, I don't know, progressing as a regular woman, I guess. I don't know.
Well, first, let me interject right here.
Okay.
Every woman that has a child does not do that.
The ones I've met, they did.
Exactly. The women that you have experienced. The women
Right.
that you've experienced. However, if I am interacting or dating a guy and I see those tendencies that kind of emulate what my child is doing, that's a red flag to me. And I'm going to silently back away. I'm not going to say anything to you because you're a grown man at the end of the day.
Mhm.
You ought to know how to conduct yourself.
Mhm.
And if you are a man my age or older and you're conducting yourself in childlike ways, I'm going to back off. I'm not going to say anything to you.
I know you have
So,
those type of
the women
patients
that
come to you.
you
I know
experience.
you have patients that come to you like that. Yes or no? Come on now.
Okay, so I don't want to put a blanket over every type of situation to state that if you have a child that you're going to respond this way, or if you do not have a child you're going to respond this way, because I've seen it both ways. I have seen, regardless of children, that there has to be a certain understanding of what you want out of a man. Period.
There you go.
Before you actually have a child. And so when children get into the mix, then if you didn't understand what you were needing out of a relationship or what you might even be as a parent, then you might be able to project those feelings onto someone else and say, well, you're acting like my child, or you're acting a certain way, which again is blame, because there's two people involved in that situation. So if you choose to continue to date someone that you have to mother, then that is your fault as well. So you can't then continue to project onto somebody and say, oh, well, this is you and this is what you're doing, because it says a lot about your maturity level to accept in a person who then reflects some kind of, maturity level that you don't want in a man, that you see in a kid, and that's not what you want. But I can't say that that's only for women who have had children, because even women who do not have children, who then date men like that they have to take in and to care for, this wounded bird out of the nest, and you got to prepare him. And we have a tendency to date projects. We do. We like to build up men and with our own brokenness, take in people, and we attract what we are. I mean, a lot of people don't like to accept that, but if you continue to have a pattern of picking people that reflect a certain thing, then you typically are somewhere broken in between all of that and actually have to decipher and get through some of those things to become whole with what you want. And so if you don't want to date a person like that, then regardless of if you have a child, it might become a little bit more apparent when you do have a child, but you actually want to make sure that you have an understanding so that you are not the immature one, because you could be.
I like how you broke that down. Yeah. That's awesome.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever had to tell a family member to, okay, be quiet? And what I mean by that is a friend of mine, he's on Facebook, and he don't mind telling people that he suffered from bipolar disorder, two more other things that he suffered from. Mm-hmm. And someone had posted, just pray to the Holy Ghost. So have you ever had to tell a family member not to pretty much say that, tell them, okay, they need to go see a counselor, not you praying? Have you ever had to?
Yes. So, simple answer, yes. I feel like I'm saying that every week, even in my, even within my own personal circles. It's like, it's like when somebody experiences loss. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the best thing to do is just to shut up. Excuse me for saying it that way. It's just to shut up. Even in sessions, we do a lot of family sessions together, and we just have to silence people. In the sense of, all right, hold that. When it comes to that person, whether they're bipolar or schizophrenic, expressing themselves or going through an episode, sometimes the worst thing you can do is to give them advice. And as counselors, we're not in the business of giving people advice. We're in the business, I think, of helping them through their experience. Not even changing it, but feeling it sometimes. Yes, right now, this is what I'm experiencing. We may make soft suggestions or firm suggestions and say, you might not want to post on social media right now.
Thank you.
And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up because he posts everything he's going through. And if I'm going through something, I may post something, but not everything. And, women going to start looking at him like, I don't know if I want to deal with all that. So maybe I need to send him a message saying that maybe you don't need to post all that on social media.
Or he going to find that nurturing woman who think I can fix him. But actually, he's just looking for attention.
Yep.
I doubt that she can fix all that.
Attention seeking, but as his relative, I would just kind of, and it's better when you have a good relationship with whoever has this mental illness or has this has struggling with something, and say, hey, do you talk to somebody or talk to me? And it can start right there.
Okay.
If you feel like they trust you enough to talk to you, and then you can kind of start easing in the whole topic about seeking professional help, because in our community it's not a sensitive topic. I mean, it's not an easy topic.
It's not.
It's still considered taboo some places, and it's hurting us.
Yeah, because he done been in a couple of movies before. He's want to be an actor. Like, don't hurt yourself by posting all that on.
You got that right. I mean, they gonna look at that.
So yeah, that reminder helps.
So I have a question. Now, we talked about, we're talking about mental health in America. And I know at least twice a week I'm seeing, someone from the Senate, someone in politics always talking about the opioid crisis, right? However, I feel, and just my personal opinion, I just want to know what you guys feel about it. How do we, begin to get mental health? Because I personally believe that mental health takes precedence over the opioid issues. If we dealt with some of the mental things that were going on with people, then they wouldn't have to turn to some of the things that leads to that part of it. But we always want to kind of put a Band-Aid on a bullet wound, so to speak, when no one really wants to kind of get their hands dirty and really get into the root cause of that. How do we begin to build that platform to bring mental health awareness just as public as the opioid crisis?
It's a really great question, actually, and I want you to also answer with this with Mr. Crawford. But I know that we have to get into a better understanding that we are self-healing, yes, but we also need help in other aspects. And I think that goes back to date. I mean, you can go to slavery if you want, where we were creating remedies and things that were herbal because we didn't have an opportunity to have health care. We didn't have an opportunity to have medication that we have now. And it trained us and helped us to understand that there are better ways to actually go about things and become behaviorally intact and mentally intact. I mean, we could actually do things that didn't require medication. But for the things that you actually find that you do need medication for, you have to take in the understanding that there isn't something that you can just shoo away. Like, oh, it's going to go away in time. Right. It's going to go away if we pray about it. It's just going to disappear on its own. We can just fight that itself, because then it turns into a bigger problem. That's when the stage 4 cancers come in. That's when all of the other ailments come in, the things that are incurable, and you can't take away certain things when you could have stopped it with just a simple behavioral intervention. And I think a lot of times we get into talks about psychiatric care and hospitalizations. The first implementation is medication. The first go-to is medication. And for some of those aspects, yes, some people have synapses and neurotransmitter issues and things that you got to connect and fix with medication, sure. But then other things where we're easily fixing it with that, someone could have had a whole bunch of therapy, or some group sessions, or just a nice conversation with family dynamics to understand, like, we have a really good background or foundation just of people that we could be incorporating. I don't know if you want to add anything.
I do, just briefly. So when I think of how we can begin to address that topic, I'm going to say globally, it's really similar to the Tobacco Truth campaign. It's going to take people affected by mental health to tell the truth, to tell their story. And so we talked about that on, and on a personal level, but it's really going to take people just stepping out there, the people who have a platform to honestly be open about it. Because there's a lot of people scared, scared about what that means for them. And many individuals fear that their life ends after mental health, but there's so many people living in spite of or with mental health and still successful and thriving. But to get there, it takes, being open and recognizing it and then getting the help you need. The other thing, in addition to truth, is really, and this really helps with people who struggle with addiction, mindfulness. Being aware of how I respond to things, how I respond to stress, how I respond to change, how I respond to disappointment, and what do I turn to? And recognizing when I'm in pain. Oh, right now I'm feeling this craving, right? And just with being able to notice that craving and say, it's just a craving. This craving doesn't control me. So I mention that because mindfulness is really effective when it comes to drug rehabilitation, but it's also effective when it comes to other forms of mental health illness, which might be related to impulse issues or even emotional regulation. So, yeah, truth and mindfulness.
I have a question for both of you. These are two different questions.
Mm-hmm.
How important do you think food plays into mental healthness? And also, my next question is, what are the signs? Because the young lady, I can't think of her name, she was on Saved by the Bell, the real pretty black girl. Mm-hmm. She has bipolar very, very bad. So what are the signs that, because no one wants to end up like that. Mm-hmm. So what are the signs that a person may have that bipolar getting ready to jump in?
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually kind of a complicated question because you would need to have a family history to kind of address the patterns of depression. And for bipolar or schizophrenia, you have to actually have an understanding of the kind of medications that work for them, the things that didn't work for them, the triggers that didn't work for them, or that they didn't know or understand. And I think when we were talking about Lark Voorhees was Lisa Turtle, and people didn't understand what was happening because no one was talking about it. No one wanted to actually address that there could be something wrong. So we were like, oh, no, it's okay. Let's just, do some vitamins and go to the doctor and do some things that we naturally think we're going to work. And you're right. Yes, some of those things are great. But when they progress into a level that you cannot get vitamins to work, you have, different interventions that don't work in stage 4 areas. There are things that the vitamins just cannot do right now, at least not from westernized culture. Mm-hmm. Let's just leave it like that. But when it comes to basically depression, you have to kind of look at some of the things that they're doing. So if you lose interest, you feel hopeless, you have worthlessness, you have a lack of desire to do basically anything, that's a good way to tap in and see what's going on. And then sometimes we see self-harm, people cutting, people doing ideation.
And I'm going to just add, even with when it comes to mood and depression specifically, if they're more irritable than normal, right? You start to see changes in their appetite and turning down food when they normally wouldn't. They just look like they're low on energy. On the flip side of that, with the bipolar or the mania, someone who's not sleeping. They feel like they can do anything. And this is just general things to look for. They may just seem like they're just always moving, and you find yourself telling them to slow down. But and we can talk about anxiety. This person may worry about, and so anxiety is a tricky one because that one can have roots in other places. But they may worry or fixate on things, fixate on situations, or worry about something that seems irrational. Now, it does start from sometimes a logical place, but then it just spins out of control. When it comes to your psychosis, they start saying stuff that just doesn't make sense or doing things that doesn't make sense. And it confuses you. If you feel confused, that might be a good indicator. But just looking at how interacting with them makes you feel might help you kind of give some insight into whether this person needs some deeper help or maybe you. But so, and I'll let her finish. But just really being aware of the changes a person makes in their routines is a great way that we can really kind of tackle this thing and get on top of it.
And then being able to go back to your point about food, you have to be completely aware that if it looks like it has been pumped with something, you probably should not be eating it. I think a lot of the times we don't realize that when we're feeding babies, that we're actually supposed to be kind of taking in what we might also be supposed to be eating. But then we take in, all of these different fast food places because it's cheaper. And to our, fault, we have a lot of neighborhoods that we populate that do not have fresh food resources. They don't have a lot of things for a bunch of people trying to go to a store and get a whole bunch of great stuff. And it's expensive. So you have to be mindful that the foods that you're eating, of course, if it's junk, be mindful to pay attention, of course, to the labels, the calorie counts, the sugar content, and the things that we really wouldn't do to feed your kids. And also technology. I think we see a lot of ADHD children, and some of that is food. Some of that is technology because you put your kid in front of, an iPad and an iPhone, TVs, game systems, and their brains are consistently firing with a lot of images, a lot of colors, a lot of sounds. And then you sit them in a classroom where the pace is extremely slow, and you're wondering why they're bouncing off the walls. They're taking away PE, they're taking away activities, they're taking away different ways that you can burn off exercise.
Economics,
yes.
which I used to love.
Yes. Yes. All of the things that center someone to tap into that side of their brain to calm them down. But we're so microwave society where everything has to be so fast, we don't know how to slow people down. So then we're mad. The kids can't slow down. And we're trying to pump them through drugs and say, oh, yeah, you need to slow down. And some children really do have issues. But then other children are just kind of being slid under the radar to say, well, you must have issues because you look like everyone else. So I'd say food, technology.
Environment.
Yeah.
So again, just as she explained, I work in schools too, and so often I kind of try to do my best to consult with parents and say shift some things at home. Set time for quiet time. Set time for reading time. And structure is the best thing that a child can have, and it's definitely the best thing an adult can have. Structure, organization, consistency. That is if we give any pills, it's those right there.
I got to say this. A lot of stuff you just said is definitely, I can relate to it. I've seen it and actually been through it through my eyes, I would say. My thing is this. You tapped on to the parents. And the parents are the biggest issue of this, I'm about to say. How can you place that in a one-on-one or depending on how y'all have your sessions to tell the parents how they need to change what they've been doing for so many years? What would you suggest to them? Somebody got to answer this. Y'all got to answer this.
Go ahead and tackle it.
Oh, real quick, we have a phone call on the line right before you answer this question. We have a phone call. Hey, phone call. Give us your first name, please.
Yes, Bob, Southwest Atlanta. Enjoying the show.
Great. I'm glad you're on. You have a question for our guest?
Well, just a little comment, adding to the conversation. Now, first, I want to say I won't go call in, but then I heard the brother earlier. He was talking about the woman that's single versus the woman that's married and once she have kids.
That's me.
Was that you?
Yes, it's me.
Because it ain't really that funny. Because I got two daughters, 142, 130. But a lot of us brothers know what you said, but we ain't never been able to express it right, and you really didn't quite go over the airway expressing it right because it did kind of sound. But we know what you're talking about, and there's a lot of truth to that. Because, see, what women don't know about men, just like they analyze us, we analyze them over time. And we see the consistency or the persistency of certain types of women. So what you said on that earlier about 30, 40 minutes ago, that's a lot of truth to that. And there's some things that we need to talk about more because the woman, she thinks on the right side frontal lobe of her brain and the male on the left side. And so therefore, sometimes our communication is like that Men's from Venus, Woman's from Mars book. We like, I'm speaking Chinese, she's speaking Japanese, when in reality, it don't mean what I'm saying is not true. It's just I'm not expressing it like You know what I'm saying, my brother?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
Right, I know you do, because about 30 million of us know. And the second thing is the sister that's just talking, and this is why I called in, because I'm over here at work at my little shop on Southwest Atlanta, and then enjoying your show. A second thing the sister just talked about, she said some of this ADHD and stuff is from the food. No. 98% of it is the food. I'm old enough to know. Pre-1975, we didn't have all these chemicals in our food. High fructose corn syrup, monosodium glutamate, which high fructose corn syrup, where they splice the gene in the molecule of the corn, and they add Roundup, which has that chemical glyphosate from Monsanto that for crop yield, so the bugs don't even touch it. That's why they add the glyphosate or Roundup in it.
Okay, sir. We really appreciate it, but our time is about to end real quick.
Oh,
well, thank you for your call, though. Okay.
I will listen in again.
All right, thank you. All right. So our show's about to end and everything, but thank you for tuning in for the D Hill Show, and we'll be live once again 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturday nights.
And I just want to send a big shout out to Ryan Cameron. We're going to miss you from V103. Oh.
WBS 87 Atlanta, WAEN FM Atlanta, WBHH, and on iHeartRadio, the home of the Beat Break Morning Show with Sean Garvey, DJ Rollum, and the Wake Up Ladies. This is Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives. Streaming online at BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
A Reach One communications station.
Hi, this is Clifford English, your host and producer of The Gospel Train. Join me every Sunday right here on Beat Break 87 FM radio. You will be encouraged, you will be equipped, you will be educated, you will be entertained, all while hearing the best in gospel music. Don't miss your connection with The Gospel Train right here on Beat Break 87 FM radio. BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
What's up, ATL? Make sure that you check out the D Hill Radio Show on Beat Break 87 and BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
Hey world, it's your man Precise, and I have great news. The Precise Music app is finally available for your iPhone, Android, and BlackBerry through Amazon and other app stores. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z. Go get it for all things Precise. Powered by BlackVibes.com. I tried to put it off, but I can't. It's so me. Tried to blame the other man, but I can't. It's so me. Stay in tune. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z.
We specialize in creating mobile apps for the entertainment industry. Go to bvmobileapps.com, click Get Started Now, create your account, choose your package, upload your content, and click Submit. BV Mobile Apps. Make it easy. Make it mobile.
Listen to Beat Break 87 FM on the go. Download the Beat Break 87 FM app from the app marketplace, including Amazon, Google Play, and the App Store. View photos, videos, and Beat Break 87 shows on your mobile device. Download the Beat Break 87 FM app now for free.
He has performed on stage in front of thousands of poetry lovers. He has sold out shows and rocked the crowd with the best poets in the industry. Welcome to the stage, spoken word artist, Patrick Duncan, better known as the Preacher Man.
I am Benjamin P. Montgomery. I invented a boat propeller. I am the former president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela.
Critically acclaimed spoken word artist, poet, writer, and the creator of Black on Purpose poetry TV series Wordplay. Patrick the Preacher Man Duncan is coming to a venue near you.
Why is the only time we can come together as a nation? It's when there are acts of insanity, chaos, or devastation.
Stay tuned to Beat Break 87 FM for updates on Patrick Duncan's upcoming arrival to your city. Visit cdbaby.com/CD/Patrick S. Duncan to order his latest album, What's Going On. Available online, including CD Baby and iTunes.
I want this high to have no affiliation to a political party. I want this high to be spiritual.
For more info, go to BeatBreakRadioFM.com.
Hey world, it's your man Precise, and I have great news. The Precise Music app is finally available for your iPhone, Android, and BlackBerry through Amazon and other app stores. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z. Go get it for all things Precise. Powered by BlackVibes.com.
I tried to put it off, but I can't. It's on me. Tried to blame the other man, but I can't. It's on me.
Stay in tune. That's Precise Music. Music is spelled with a Z.
Beat Break 87 FM wants to help you get the word out on your next community event.
Hey, do you have an upcoming public service announcement that you want listeners to know about? Well, email us the info to psabeatbreak87@gmail.com so we can help spread the word. That's psabeatbreak87@gmail.com. If your event flyer has the words nonprofit, community, support, charity, and just describes everything about helping our community, please share the special event right here on Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.
Wake up weekday mornings to the Beat Break Morning Show and nod your head in bed to the 360 Mix Show. Weeknights on Atlanta's new underground station, Beat Break 87 FM, where music and talk radio lives.